Eight. Eight's the coolest number. If you turn it turn 90 degrees, it's infinity.
Should we start?
Oh yeah, let's start. Okay. Hello and welcome to the Quarantine Quality Podcast with your hosts Stan and Adam.
In this podcast, we talk about day-to-day life in quarantine and we examine how the lockdown is affecting people's work life. In this episode, we talk about how COVID will leave its mark on education and media and discuss the way companies like IGN are rushing to create digital conferences.
Adam, how have you been coping with the quarantine life?
You know what I've been doing, actually?
What's that?
There's this thing that I've only started thinking about this now during quarantine. Have you heard of Scalextric?
Skillextree? No?
Scalextric. So it's basically these very small cars, but they are battery powered, right? You put them on these little tracks, and obviously using electricity, you basically race against different ones. Quickly Google it. It's actually pretty fun.
Have you started collecting them?
No. I haven't bought any yet, but I'm thinking about it. I'm also getting into Hot Wheel races on YouTube.
Is this like what a Gen Z's person version of a midlife crisis is? Like instead of the train sets, it's Hot Wheel sets.
It's Hot Wheels and Scalextric.
That did not sound as cool as you were. I don't know how cool that you thought that sounded in your head, man. But...
No, I didn't think it was cool. I just thought it was funny. It was because it's something I haven't considered until now. Lockdown.
Fair enough. I mean, to be fair, I remember having to have like the little Hot Wheels set where I had the the two loop-de-loops, and they would just go around forever.
Nice.
Or just crash into someone and blind them.
Oh, okay.
Does it sound bad? I kind of enjoy having it staining.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's kind of nice in a way.
It is, yeah. I feel the same. I'm saving about £215 or so a month in train fares by actually being able to work from home. It's crazy.
Yeah, and dude, I've gotten tons of extra work because I work at a supermarket. So I'm good. I'm probably the best job I could have had for this crisis.
Yeah. What about you? What are you doing?
For me, it's been. What am I doing? Oh God. So I've been taking a few Udemy classes. I'm learning how to model on Blender. I'm praying that I've also got one how to use Unity. So I don't know how possible it is to make a video game within 6 months. I'm gonna guess probably not possible, but I'm gonna have fun trying. And I've, to keep healthy, I've brought something out that I never thought I'd see again in my life: the Wii Fit board. So that's been interesting.
What have you been doing with the Wii Fit board? What can you do with that? Is that a stupid question? I've never had a Wii Fit board, so I don't know.
You got no. It's not like you. Well, you exercise primarily. So in Wii Fit, you have yoga positions and then just regular sort of. What's the not yoga thing? I go press ups and stuff, and you just do that every so often, and it just keeps you healthy, I guess. I've lost 5 pounds, so
it's pretty good.
I feel like COVID-19 is making people react in ways that they have normally not, and think about things they've normally not. One of the things I thought coming out of this is money is just disgusting to touch. We should all just go contactless. I have my contactless card now. I'm never touching money again.
Wait, weren't you the one who was very opposed to contactless?
I was making a joke. I am actually very opposed to contact. I'm opposed to it because I feel like it makes you spend money in ways you normally wouldn't. Because it's just so easy.
Can't you make the argument that's cash then? Because if you have £2, you'd be like, oh, I'll go to Tesco's and buy myself some sweets or something.
No, maybe, but I've never found myself doing that. And if so, it's only £2. Whereas I can buy this. Maybe I'd look in my wallet and I'd see, I only have a £5 note. I can't buy this.
Yeah, whereas contactless is £30. £30 here, £30 there. It's by the end of the week.
That adds up.
Spends for you £100. Oh, okay. That's not good.
The most dangerous thing you can be doing in quarantine right now is going on Steam or the PSN store where they have the offers.
Oh,
where you buy a game and then you just look at that purchase and you go, why in God's earth did I just buy that? That was that was a very stupid decision to make.
Nintendo, I think I read today, have up to 80% off, 85%. So
80.
Yeah, they're doing big sales there.
Yeah, you found yourself buying something that you were like, why did I buy this?
Now, I did buy City Skylines though, and I'm quite happy with it. I've spent so many hours on it already. Is
Oh,
that?
I'm trying to.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't know much about City Skylines. That's out of my depth. All right, okay. So, as you know, COVID-19 has been quarantine itself has been affecting people in a variety of ways. And here on this podcast, we look to examine how it's been affecting people's work life. And on the podcast today, we have Adam, who works as a journalist for a medical news publication. Is that a right way to say it?
Yes, sort of. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. I am a digital
Okay, sort
media
of.
editor.
So he sort of worked from.
I mean, I'm a digital media editor. Instead of journalism and like doing active stories and all that, I am the editor for the digital education branch of this publisher, right? So I mainly deal with digital education for doctors. Um, the way I mean, just to give a little bit of background about what I do, generally what I do is I go to different conferences or look what's topical in the area, look at what is new, what's been going on in like various fields or specialties and whatnot, and then get a doctor and interview the doctor to share that knowledge, like a new study, new data, things like that.
But
Uh,
recently, oh, sorry.
Yeah,
You wanna-
but like you say, but recently, of course, I mean that's you. I can't go to conferences because it's a very big problem that conferences are not going on. I wonder why. No, understandably, because you can't put a bunch of like 500 to 1,000 people in one space because it's just not going to be okay.
You know
Yeah,
what, Adam? I'm really glad when you said "I wonder why" that you clarified that, just in case people forgot that COVID-19 was happening. That was really helpful. Thank you.
you're welcome. That's fine. I'm here to educate.
That's your job. You're doing a good job.
Yes, that was the. Okay, yeah, but where was I?
You're talking about how like you can't, go to conferences anymore.
Yeah, so of course we can't go to conferences anymore. So what? I mean, that's most of my job gone there because how am I going to interview people? So now what we're doing is we're getting a lot of remote interviewing, right? Which is not new. There's a lot of remote interviewing going. It's
Oh
like,
God.
what was that?
Sorry, I accidentally kicked my microphone. Oh, sorry.
How did you kick your microphone?
I didn't kick the microphone, so I did put my leg out, and you know that little screw thing that you screw onto the table.
Oh, the arm, yeah.
Yeah, I kicked the arm, and it reverberated and created a ghastly noise. Um, all right, I'm sorry. We're supposed to make this bit serious. Let's get fully serious. We're going to have an interview about Adam's career. So go on, Adam. So what? So where you started off, what changes have to be made now that you can't go to conference events?
I can't do the interview because there's no one to physically interview. We're in lockdown, so we have adopted. Well, we have to adopt remote interviewing now. So it's not new. I mean, American news outlets use it all the time because it's such a massive country. We had this example as well here in the UK where the baby just walks in the middle of this BBC interview. Hilarious. Anyway, so it's a practice that we have to adopt. But the thing that changes the most is this thirst that people have now for webinars. Like in digital education, webinars are massive right now. So many companies, so many of these companies and people who want to share something like a new device to do some new surgery or a new data. They want to get this out through webinars, and it is a constant rush to adapt to the situation to be able to do this remote webinars and being able to upload them.
Is there anything different? Has anything changed about how webinars are done compared to how you would usually do them?
The difference is the fact that this is now remote, right? So a lot of webinars, a lot of broadcast productions, like you know it, you've studied broadcast. You usually put the people in a studio, you put a bunch of cameras around, and you record the cameras, right? You either do that live or you cut it in post. Usually for webinars, you do that live, but now, of course, we have to find solutions to work with the physicians, work with whoever's participating with the webinar from their house, and that really relies on good Wi-Fi, basic connection. The bit I want to to talk about more, which I think is quite interesting, is how this is going to how this is going to impact how COVID will actually change this media landscape this, in digital education. Because think of it this way, right? A lot of these people go to conferences. Like there's tons of doctors rely on conferences to get this new data. These doctors don't necessarily they're not necessarily young, right? Like you have doctors who are 80 years old, 70, 60, right? So things change a lot for them. And having COVID has basically pushed everybody inside, of course, lockdown, and now they are relying on these kind of forms to get this new data from. If they want to, if when they go to practice, they know about this new technique, they know about this new device that may be better. So they have essentially been pushed online, and I think it's very interesting because I could genuinely see these big conferences having more of these remote elements in the future, because people are going to be forced to learn, aren't they? Like, if you want to get your information, you have to go online. You have to learn how to load up a webinar. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. When all of this blows over, it's going to be interesting because this may be translating to other things. So I can genuinely see people or like more media adopting a more with gaming, it's very popular, right? You have a bunch of friends on Discord, on Skype or whatever, and you just play and then you put that on YouTube. I think that's going to become a lot more common, only because it's going to be more accessible to people.
Well, and I was wondering, like, if we're talking about accessibility, have any of you guys tried the Nintendo Direct format, where it's like a pre-made video and it goes through a list of the new things coming to the medicine world?
Yeah, we actually do have things like that. So some options that we're contemplating are it really depends on the topic we're talking about, right? So what we prefer to do is to use the pre-recorded option. We haven't actually put anything out like this yet, but it is an option that we genuinely want to do when when doctors have time. I should explain because we deal with doctors a lot, and some may not be directly related to COVID, right, or to the fight against COVID, but the surgeries still need to be done. There's still stuff that needs to be done. Everything else doesn't stop just because of COVID. Although it's procedures get harder, you can't just meet with the patient face to face and things like that, right? But a lot of these doctors, the ones we deal with, are on, I think it's called on standby. I'm not sure how it's called, but essentially, if if the hospital that they're affiliated with needs people, they will call them and they have to go. So schedules are all over the place. So that's why we haven't been able to put one of these out. But it's something, doing a pre-recorded webinar, and then maybe have at the end of it have some kind of live element like a Q&A or a poll or something like that is something that we're really looking into.
Yeah, that sounds like an interesting way of doing it. Like I'm going to be honest, I think in that regard, Nintendo was on the ball compared to every other gaming company with that format.
Yeah, it's clever. It's just really clever.
Speaking of, have you heard what's going on with E3?
No, what's going on with E3?
E3's cancelled.
Oh yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
So obviously you think the ESA.
Nope.
The ESA are the people that like run the E3 event, and obviously you're gonna think they're gonna want to do like a video format or something, right? That seems like the logical path to make. IGN swoops in and announces Summer of Gaming digital events, and it's like they've got Square Enix, Sega, they've got Bandai Namco, they got 2K, they've got Devolver Digital, they got THQ Nordic.
Right? So they have like a proper online conference.
Yeah, they do, and they've even mentioned, this is going to be early June when E3 would be taking place.
Ooh, that's gonna sting.
That's gotta sting, right? So I have two opinions on this, right? First of all, business as a business move, genius. Like they just swap in and took everything, everything from the ESA. They haven't got Nintendo, Microsoft, or Sony, which are like the big three. That's the Trinity, and they don't seem to have EA either. But like, that's a pretty good mix of people already.
It's still a really good mix. That's what I was saying, isn't it? It's just like everything is going online, everything is moving this online, and companies are competing. Like they're gonna rush to get this out, isn't it?
Oh yeah. So and maybe we should add that to the element. Have you found like any competition with going online?
Oh well, not competition per se, but a lot of
that you're
these.
meeting with like other competitors?
Well, I mean, yeah, there's different competitors on us. I haven't seen them going online like doing webinars just yet. They do webinars, but not remote webinars. So let's see how that goes. But they're
Mm.
definitely thinking about it. They're 100% thinking about it. All of like everyone now is going to be thinking about doing webinars or like
Yeah,
online conferences, like IGN was it?
IGN, yeah,
Yeah.
Summer of Gaming. That's what I was going to say. From a business point of view, it's genius. They swoop in and took the kill. And I do wonder how many digital events are going to be like that, where someone had a conference and then a digital competitor has seen that they don't have the advantages they do, and it's like, well, now this is happening. We're just going to swoop in and take it. But from a journalist point of view, it seems a bit weird that you would
Well, it's the best
advertise
way to
these
get
things when
content.
you're expected to do impartial reports on them.
It's the best way to get content, though. If you think about it, you can
Well,
still
yeah, that's
be
true.
impartial. I mean, it doesn't mean that you have to. It depends on how you make the event, right? On how you set it up. So it's something that they are like you said, they are publishers. They are not event organizers. So depending on how the content is set up, it may be weird and it may just kind of flop. Who knows?
Mm.
But I mean, if the content is set up properly, they have a nice balance of different companies, this and the other. This is a perfect way to get content.
Yeah, it's pretty decent, isn't it? Like
It's a perfect way. I
they've got
mean,
all of them. So
yeah,
the only ones they don't have so far are EA, Microsoft, and Nintendo, which are the one. Oh, and they don't have Warner Brothers and
mm.
Activision. Oh, those are big ones as well. But still,
The ESA are definitely going to be looking at doing this online conference and stuff, and they're gonna. PlayStation, Microsoft, all of these guys, they want to get the stuff out. So unless they do something themselves, which would be bad for the ESA, um,
yeah, no, but like they can though. Gaming companies can just go and realize we don't actually need you.
yeah,
Like maybe we need a conference hall and stuff like that when we want to do this live stuff. But like it's like what Nintendo did. They quickly figured out when we make these videos, we don't really need E3. I mean, Sony missed out on last year's E3 because they figured it out too. Like, well, we don't really. What's the point of setting up a booth and paying the ESA this money when we
mm,
can just set up for ourselves? Like, we have guys that make videos. Like, we know how to do this.
yeah, exactly. And a lot of these companies, like the what's happening now in the digital education field now, are going to be looking at going digital. They're gonna look at sharing this information and doing online conferencing. 100%. Sony, Microsoft, they're gonna do it.
Oh, dude, and PS5 and the new Xbox are coming out.
Oh,
This is Xbox Scarlet and PS5. This was the worst time it could have happened for them.
oh,
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, but oh no.
that's not good.
Do you think the ES? Do you think because like E3 is a moneymaker? I don't know about ESA's finance, but do you think like they could survive a hit like that?
I I feel they could, but the question I think would be if Microsoft and Sony do their own events, will they be interested in doing anything else with the ESA if it's successful? And I could see a Sony event being successful. I could see a Microsoft event, especially a reveal like
Oh,
the new Xbox
a
being
reveal for
successful.
the new console.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No, there's no way it couldn't be successful. You have to have the worst marketing team on earth for that to not be successful.
Yeah. No, so exactly. The question would be I feel like they could take the hit, like perhaps this year, but the question would be like how, well, what's going to happen in the future? Because if it's successful, I mean, they're gonna continue doing it, won't they? They're gonna be like, right, once a year we're gonna have this online event.
Yeah. What would be the point of setting up a booth? Why should we go? Why should we spend all the money to send all of our team on plane there, buy them a hotel room, set up this massive booth where they then have to perform live on stage, when we can just make a video,
Yeah.
put like in front of a green screen, add
Unless,
some like.
yeah, let's be honest, it's not like doing the live on stage has always gone right for them.
No, it hasn't. It's been really bad. So, to end off though, that's an interesting point, Adam. Relating back to your job, you use this job to go on like, well, not go on holiday. That's because you do work a lot on those areas, but you do use it to visit some nice exotic areas. Adam, if this online digital way kicks off, is that you out of some nice holiday locations?
Oh, I would hope not. I would really hope not. No, I don't think it would be actually, and let me tell you the reason why. Not just because I
Ooh,
hope.
oh, now
Um,
you're sweating a bit.
yeah. No, because there's still a level of broadcast production that people like to see, right? So you like to see the interview, you like to see the cameras well set up, Right now, it's just a need to see it with just the webcam and whatever they have behind, right? Just a bookshelf or plain white background, like a plain white wall or whatever they have, right?
Yeah, you won't be able to get like the same level of quality from like a video camera just going around that you will just like on a Skype call.
Yeah, exactly. So I do feel like it will become more not successful, sorry, more acceptable in the sense of like
That's
more online events for these big companies or people who may have not thought about this before, like conferences and all that. I think it would be more, more people will be more accepting of it. But I don't think it'll completely eradicate the use of cameras and like people being there interviewing. But that's the end of the podcast. Thank you for listening. Check out stokedcuriosity.com. That's all one word. Next episode, Stan will be telling us how it was working at the supermarket when people were panic buying. Here's a sneak peek. See you then.
We still accept cash at insert supermarket here that I can't talk about because I'm contractually obligated. I'm just telling you, like we're not forced to, but everyone I know who's working on till has gloves on them now.
Yeah,
Or hand sanitizer right next to them. I guess we're lucky because we've both got jobs. Well, you've got a job where you can work from indoors.
Yeah.
I've got a job where I have to go out into the front lines and deal with customers